Hello, my dear English learner. Welcome back to English Power Podcast. I'm Zara.
And I am Tom.
Today, we're going to talk about something very important. Don't give up on English.
Yeah, and maybe you listening right now know that feeling very well. You study English many days, but speaking still feels difficult and slow.
Exactly. And sometimes you start thinking, maybe English is not for me. Maybe I'm just not good at languages.
Yeah, and that thought can be very heavy. It can make people want to stop learning completely.
But today, we want to tell you something very important. Please don't give up on English.
Right, because actually, most learners who feel like quitting are much closer to success than they think.
So, if you ever felt tired, frustrated, or even a little embarrassed while learning English, this episode is especially for you.
And by the end of this conversation, we want you to feel something new, hope.
Yes, hope, confidence, and maybe a little motivation to continue your English journey.
So let's start with a simple question for you listening right now.
Yes, think about this honestly.
Have you ever wanted to stop learning English?
Maybe you opened your book, then closed it again and said, "Ugh, this is too difficult."
Or maybe you understood English when listening, but when you tried to speak, nothing came out.
Oh, wow, yes, that moment is very common.
Actually, almost every English learner experiences that moment.
Even strong English speakers once felt that frustration.
Right. People often think successful English speakers learned easily.
But actually, many of them struggled quietly for years.
Let me tell a small story.
Oh yes, stories help us understand better.
Well, I once met a student named Daniel. He studied English for 3 years.
3 years is a long time.
Yes, but he told me something surprising.
What did he say?
He said, "Tom, I understand English videos, but when I speak, my mind becomes empty."
Wow, I think many listeners understand that feeling immediately.
Exactly. And Daniel believed something very sad.
What did he believe?
He believed he was simply bad at English.
Ah, that belief can stop people from growing.
Yes, because when we believe we cannot improve, we stop trying.
But here is the interesting part of Daniel's story.
Oh yes, things changed.
Daniel did not quit.
Instead, he changed one small thing in his learning.
Just one small thing?
Yes, and that small change slowly changed everything.
Listeners, stay with us because we will talk about that change soon. But first, let's talk about something important.
The emotional side of learning English.
Right, learning a language is not only about vocabulary and grammar.
It's also about feelings.
Confidence, fear, excitement, frustration, and sometimes even embarrassment.
Yes, especially when speaking.
Many learners feel shy when speaking English.
They worry people will laugh at their mistakes.
But actually, mistakes are a very normal part of learning.
Let's do a small speaking practice together.
Yes, this will help our listeners participate.
Okay, everyone. Repeat after me.
Don't worry about mistakes.
Again, repeat after me.
Don't worry about mistakes.
One more time, a little stronger.
Don't worry about mistakes.
Very good.
Because mistakes mean you are trying.
And trying means you are learning.
Let me ask another question for you listening.
Yes, this one is interesting.
When you started learning English, why did you begin?
Maybe for a job.
Maybe for travel.
Maybe for school.
Or maybe you simply wanted to understand movies and music.
Whatever your reason was, it was important to you.
But sometimes we forget that reason.
Yes, when learning becomes difficult.
We focus on problems instead of progress.
For example, a learner might say, "My English is terrible."
But actually, that learner understands podcasts like this.
Which already means their listening is improving.
Exactly.
Progress often happens quietly.
Like a plant growing slowly.
You cannot see it every minute.
But day by day, it becomes stronger.
English learning works the same way.
Small daily practice creates big long-term results.
So let me ask you something again.
Think about this honestly.
Did you understand today's conversation so far?
If yes, that means your English is already improving.
And you should feel proud of that.
Very proud.
Now, let's return to Daniel's story.
Yes, because his experience teaches an important lesson.
Daniel realized something interesting.
What did he realize?
He realized he was studying English, but he was not using English.
Ah, that's a big difference.
He read grammar books,
He memorized vocabulary lists.
but he rarely spoke.
So his brain understood English, but his mouth had no practice.
Exactly.
This happens to many learners.
Maybe even to you listening right now.
You understand English, but speaking feels slow or nervous. Or confusing.
But here is the good news.
Speaking is a skill,
And every skill improves with practice.
just like playing a musical instrument.
Or learning to ride a bicycle.
At first, it feels awkward.
But slowly it becomes natural.
So Daniel made a decision.
A brave decision.
He started speaking English every day,
Even when it felt uncomfortable.
even when he made mistakes.
And guess what happened after some months?
His speaking improved dramatically.
Not perfectly, but clearly.
And most importantly, his confidence grew.
Which is sometimes even more important than grammar.
Yes, confidence changes everything.
So, if you are feeling tired with English right now,
Please remember something simple.
you are not alone.
Millions of learners feel exactly the same way
And many of them succeed.
because they choose one simple thing,
They choose not to give up.
and that choice can change everything.
In the next part of this conversation,
We will talk about the biggest mistake English learners make.
and how avoiding that mistake can completely change your progress.
So stay with us because the next idea might surprise you.
And it might make your English journey much easier.
So, Tom, earlier we mentioned the biggest mistake many English learners make. I think many listeners are curious now. What exactly is that mistake?
Well, the biggest mistake is waiting too long to use English. Many learners study for months or even years before speaking.
Yes, I see this very often. Learners think, first, I must learn more words. First, my grammar must be perfect.
Exactly. And because of that, they keep waiting and waiting, but speaking practice never really starts.
That waiting can become a trap.
Yes, because language is not only knowledge, it is also action.
That's a very important point.
Think about learning to swim.
Oh, yes, that's a good example.
You can read 10 books about swimming, but if you never enter the water, you will never truly learn.
Wow, that comparison is very clear.
English works the same way,
Listening and reading are important.
but speaking activates your brain in a completely different way.
When we speak, our brain connects vocabulary, grammar, and confidence together.
Exactly, and that connection grows stronger every time you practice.
Listeners, let me ask you something.
Yes, think about this question for a moment.
How often do you actually speak English?
Maybe only when studying.
Maybe almost never.
And that is okay, but it also explains why speaking feels difficult.
Because the speaking muscle is not trained yet.
That's right. Speaking English is like training a muscle.
At first, the muscle feels weak.
But with small daily practice, it becomes stronger.
Let's try a small speaking exercise together.
Yes, this will help everyone listening.
Okay, everyone, repeat after me slowly. I am learning English every day.
Again, Repeat with confidence. I am learning English every day.
One more time, a little louder. I am learning English every day.
Very good. Simple sentences like this build confidence.
And confidence is the fuel of language learning.
That's a nice way to say it.
Tom, do you remember a time when you learned something difficult?
Oh, yes. Actually, when I started learning Spanish.
Oh, really? Tell us about that experience.
Well, at first, I understood almost nothing.
That sounds familiar for many listeners.
I listened to conversations and thought, wow, they speak so fast.
Yes, that feeling can be very frustrating.
Sometimes I even thought, maybe I will never understand this language.
That doubt appears in many learning journeys.
But one day, something interesting happened.
What happened?
I was listening to a simple Spanish podcast.
Similar to what we're doing right now.
Exactly. And suddenly, I realized something surprising.
What did you realize?
I understood almost everything.
Wow, that must have felt amazing.
Yes, it felt like a small victory.
And those small victories are very powerful.
Because they show us that progress is happening.
Even when we cannot see it every day.
Language learning is like planting seeds.
You water the plant every day.
But the growth appears slowly.
Listeners, maybe your English is growing right now.
Even if you cannot see the change clearly yet.
That's why patience is so important.
And kindness toward yourself.
Many learners are too hard on themselves.
They say things like, my English is terrible.
Or, I will never speak well.
But those words are not helpful.
Actually, those words can stop progress.
Because the brain listens to what we say about ourselves.
Let's do another small practice exercise.
Yes, this one is about mindset.
Repeat after me. My English is improving every day. Again.
My English is improving every day.
One more time with belief.
My English is improving every day.
Very good.
Positive words create positive energy for learning.
Tom, I think we should talk about something else learners often experience.
You mean comparison?
Yes, comparing ourselves to other learners.
That can be very discouraging.
For example, a learner might think, wow, her English is so good, mine is terrible.
But that comparison is unfair.
Because every learner has a different journey.
Some people started earlier.
Some people practice more hours each day.
Some people live in English-speaking countries.
So comparing yourself to others does not show your true progress.
The best comparison is with your past self.
That's a powerful idea.
Ask yourself one simple question.
Is my English better than 6 months ago?
If the answer is yes, you are succeeding.
Even if the progress feels slow.
Slow progress is still progress.
Let me tell a very small story.
Oh yes, stories always help.
I once had a student named Maria.
What was Maria's challenge?
Maria understood English very well.
But speaking made her extremely nervous.
When she tried to speak, her voice became very quiet.
Many learners feel that fear.
One day, I asked her a simple question.
What question?
I asked, Maria, what is the worst thing that can happen if you make a mistake?
That's an interesting question.
She thought for a moment.
And what did she say?
She said, maybe people will laugh.
And did that happen?
No, never.
In fact, most people respect learners who try to speak.
Because learning a language is brave.
Very brave.
Maria started speaking a little more each day.
Just small sentences.
Slowly, her confidence grew.
And after some months?
She was having full conversations.
Wow, that's an amazing transformation.
But it started with one decision.
the decision not to give up.
Listeners, if you feel tired sometimes, that is normal.
Learning English is a long journey
But it is also a beautiful journey.
because every new word opens a new door,
Every conversation creates a new connection.
and every small success builds confidence.
In the next part of this conversation,
We will talk about practical daily habits that make English learning much easier.
simple habits you can start today.
Habits that require only a few minutes each day.
So stay with us, because the next ideas might change the way you learn English forever. So, Tom, earlier we promised something important for our listeners. We said we would share simple daily habits that make learning English easier.
Yes, exactly. Because many learners think they must study many hours every day. But actually, small daily habits can create powerful results.
Yes. Consistency is often more important than intensity.
Right. Studying 10 minutes every day can be better than studying 2 hours only once a week.
Because your brain learns through repetition.
Exactly. When you see and hear English regularly, your brain becomes comfortable with the language.
Let's start with the first habit.
The first habit is listening to simple English every day.
That could be a podcast like this,
Or a short YouTube lesson.
or even a simple story in English.
Listening trains your ears to recognize the sounds of English.
At first, the sounds may feel fast or confusing.
But slowly, your brain starts recognizing patterns.
Words begin to sound familiar.
Sentences become easier to understand.
Listeners, think about this question.
When was the last time you listened to English today?
Maybe this podcast is the first time.
And that is already a great step.
Every moment of listening builds your English ability.
Now let's talk about the second habit,
Yes, this one is very powerful.
speaking out loud.
Even if you are alone,
Even if nobody is listening.
your brain needs to practice forming English sentences.
And speaking out loud activates your memory.
Let's practice together right now.
Okay, everyone, repeat after me.
I can improve my English step by step.
Again, repeat slowly.
I can improve my English step by step.
One more time, with confidence.
I can improve my English step by step.
Excellent.
These small speaking moments build confidence.
And confidence helps you speak more naturally.
Tom, there's another habit many successful learners use.
Oh, yes, thinking in English.
That habit can change everything.
Many learners translate from their native language.
For example, they think in their language first.
Then they translate the sentence into English,
That process can be slow.
and sometimes confusing.
But when you start thinking directly in English, speaking becomes faster.
Let me give a simple example.
Okay.
Imagine you're drinking coffee in the morning.
Yes.
Instead of thinking in your language, try thinking simple English thoughts.
For example, this coffee is hot.
Or, today feels like a good day.
These small thoughts train your brain to use English naturally.
And over time, your mind begins to switch languages more easily.
Listeners, let's try a small thinking exercise.
Yes, this one is fun.
Look around you right now.
Maybe you're sitting in a room.
Maybe you are on a bus.
Maybe you're walking outside.
Now, think in English.
Say something simple in your mind.
For example, I am listening to a podcast.
Or, I'm learning English right now.
That simple thought is already practice.
And practice creates progress.
Another powerful habit is reading simple English.
Yes, simple stories are great for beginners.
Reading helps you see how sentences are formed.
And it expands your vocabulary naturally.
But here's something important.
Choose material that is easy enough.
If a text feels too difficult, it can become frustrating.
Learning should feel challenging but not overwhelming.
Tom, I think we should talk about motivation now.
Yes, motivation is the engine of learning.
Sometimes motivation is strong.
And sometimes it disappears.
That is normal. Every learner experiences that cycle.
The important thing is to continue even on low motivation days.
Because discipline carries you when motivation disappears. Listeners, let me ask you something personal.
Think about this honestly.
What is your dream with English?
Maybe you want a better job.
Maybe you want to travel confidently.
Maybe you want to speak with people from different countries.
That dream is powerful.
And remembering your dream can renew your motivation.
Let me tell another short story.
Oh, good. Stories make learning memorable.
I once met a learner named Ahmed.
What was Ahmed's goal?
Ahmed wanted to work in an international company,
That sounds exciting.
but he believed his English was not strong enough.
That doubt can stop many opportunities.
So Ahmed started practicing small habits,
What kind of habits?
listening every morning,
Speaking short sentences every day.
reading simple articles.
And how long did he practice like that?
About 1 year.
And what happened after that year?
Ahmed had a job interview in English.
Wow, that must have been a big moment.
Yes, he felt nervous.
But he remembered something important.
What did he remember?
All the small daily practice he had done.
And that practice gave him confidence.
So he spoke calmly.
And guess what happened?
He got the job.
Wow, that's inspiring.
And it shows something important.
Big results often come from small daily actions.
Exactly.
Listeners, maybe your English journey will create a similar story.
Maybe one day you will have a conversation that changes your life.
Maybe a job opportunity.
Maybe a friendship.
Maybe a new adventure.
And it all begins with one simple decision.
The decision not to give up.
In the final part of our conversation,
We will talk about the transformation moment.
the moment when learners suddenly realize something powerful
The moment when English stops feeling impossible.
and starts feeling possible.
Many learners experience this moment unexpectedly.
Yes, often during a very normal situation.
Maybe while watching a movie.
Maybe while listening to music.
Or maybe during a simple conversation.
Suddenly, they realize, wait, I understood that.
That moment feels magical.
But actually, it is not magic.
It is the result of many small steps.
Every vocabulary word you learned,
Every podcast you listen to.
every sentence you practiced.
All those small efforts slowly build your ability.
Let me tell you about my friend Leo.
Oh yes, another story.
Leo studied English for a long time but felt frustrated
Why was he frustrated?
because he believed his progress was too slow.
That feeling is very common.
One day, he traveled to another country.
Was it an English-speaking country?
Yes, at first he felt nervous about speaking.
I can imagine that.
But then something surprising happened.
What happened?
He ordered food in English.
That sounds simple.
Yes, but the conversation continued.
Really?
The waiter asked questions.
And Leo answered?
Yes, naturally.
Wow.
After the conversation, Leo realized something.
What did he realize?
He realized he had spoken English for 5 minutes without translating.
That must have felt incredible.
He told me later that moment changed everything.
Because he finally saw his progress.
Exactly.
Sometimes progress is invisible until one special moment reveals it.
And those moments give powerful motivation.
Listeners, maybe your transformation moment is closer than you think.
Maybe it will happen next week.
Maybe next month.
Maybe even today.
Let's do one more speaking practice together.
Yes, this one is important.
Repeat after me, slowly.
I will not give up on English.
Again.
I will not give up on English.
One more time, stronger.
I will not give up on English.
Very good.
That sentence is powerful.
Because persistence is the secret of success.
Many people start learning English.
But the people who succeed are the ones who continue,
Even when learning feels slow.
even when mistakes happen.
Even when motivation disappears.
They simply keep moving forward.
Step by step.
Day by day.
Word by word.
And slowly their English becomes stronger.
Tom, imagine 1 year from now.
That is an interesting idea.
Imagine you continued practicing English every day.
Listening, speaking, reading.
Just a little each day.
After 1 year, your English would be completely different.
New vocabulary.
Better listening.
More confident speaking.
That future version of you is possible.
But it depends on today's decision.
The decision to continue.
The decision to practice.
The decision not to give up.
Before we finish today, I want to ask our listeners something.
Yes, this question is important.
Why did you start learning English?
Take a moment and remember that reason.
Maybe it was a dream.
Maybe it was an opportunity.
Maybe it was curiosity.
That reason still matters,
And your journey is still moving forward.
even if the steps feel small.
Small steps create big journeys.
Tom, I think our listeners deserve one final message.
Yes, something simple but meaningful.
Dear listener, if learning English feels difficult sometimes, that is normal.
It does not mean you are bad at languages.
It simply means you are learning something new.
And learning always requires patience.
Be patient with yourself.
Be kind to yourself.
Celebrate small progress.
And remember that every minute of practice matters.
Your future self will thank you for not giving up today.
And we believe in you.
Truly.
Now, before we say goodbye, we want to ask you something.
Yes, we love hearing from our listeners.
Write in the comments.
What is the biggest challenge you face when learning English?
Is it speaking?
Listening?
Confidence?
Tell us in the comments so we can help you more.
And if this episode encouraged you today,
Imagine what 30 days of learning together could do.
so subscribe to the channel and continue your English journey with us.
Thank you for spending this time with us today.
Keep practicing,
Keep believing.
and most importantly,
Don't give up on English.
see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone, and keep learning.